Hello, my name is Tom Keeley, Director of the Idaho Department of Commerce. From U.S. News and World Report to USA Today, from CNBC to Forbes, Idaho has consistently been recognized among the most business-friendly states in the United States. Boise is the capital and largest city. It is the home to leading businesses like Micron Technologies and J.R. Simplot Company, Albertsons and Hewlett-Packard. Whichever part of this magnificent state you choose to discover, you will find spectacular scenery, abundant natural resources, and always friendly and helpful people. If reaching Western U.S. markets is important to your business, Idaho is a more affordable location with greater access to customers than other, more expensive Western states. With a 1.5% property tax and 6% general sales tax, Idaho has one of the lowest per capita tax burdens of any state in the U.S. Beyond the stability and common sense regulation, businesses cite Idaho's low cost of doing business as a major factor in their decision to locate here. Idaho has some of the lowest energy prices in the U.S. with tremendous partnerships with utilities across the state. We know more green energy options are important, and expanding renewable power options throughout Idaho is top priority for our utilities and the state. In fact, in 2018, 81% of the power generated in Idaho was produced from renewable energy sources. This is the second highest share of state renewable power in the U.S. Idaho's Western spirit has created a hardworking, can-do culture, and it shows in our workforce. Our employees are dedicated and highly skilled, and our colleges and universities collaborate with the private sector to customize programs that meet the needs of Idaho businesses. Idaho has statistically become the country's fastest growing state per capita the last 2 years. Over 200 new residents move to Idaho every day. And thanks to a combination of low taxes, a balanced state budget, and a common sense regulatory environment, our economy is one of the strongest in the nation. There is no better time than now to invest and grow your business in Idaho. Food and agriculture production, technology, and advanced manufacturing are a few of Idaho's major industries of interest and our focus for today's presentation. These three industries are among the largest contributors to the state's GSP, the largest employers, and most promising for 10-year growth trends. Idaho's food and agriculture industry may be known for our potatoes, but our roots in agriculture and food production run much deeper. Idaho's produce, grains, meat, seed, and dairy are sold worldwide. Several major food companies have moved their operations to the state. Dairy producers, potato processors, energy bar makers, and fruit product manufacturers call Idaho home. Idaho is the third largest dairy producing state in the country, with over 500 family farms. In total, agriculture and food product manufacturing comprise over 9% of Idaho's gross state product, the fifth largest state agriculture economy by percentage of GSP. Idaho ranks in the top 3 states nationally for number of food machine operators, food producers, and food batch makers in relation to population, with nearly 4 times the average number of employees. Idaho's technology and innovation industry began in the 1970s when tech companies, from homegrown startups to major national corporations, saw Idaho as the ideal location to open and grow their businesses. With long demonstrated strength in semiconductors and research, Idaho is increasingly becoming home to software development and data processing and hosting companies on the cutting edge. In 2019, Idaho's technology and innovation companies produced $7.7 billion to the state's economy and employ over 100,000 Idahoans. Idaho's tech sector grew more than twice the rate of the U.S. national average between 2017 and 2018. Perhaps that is why the number of high-tech companies in the state grew 61% over the past decade and is forecasted to grow jobs by 17% over the next 10 years. Led by Micron Technology, semiconductor manufacturing in Idaho topped $2.3 billion in state economy contribution in 2019. Idaho has over 4 times the number of semiconductor manufacturing related employees that the national average, positioning Idaho's semiconductor industry for continued growth. Idaho is also home to the Idaho National Laboratory, INL, the nation's leading center for nuclear energy research and development, and emerging cybersecurity and critical infrastructure initiatives. The INL is leading initiatives to develop next-generation reactor technologies, such as small modular reactors and microreactors, along with new technology for advanced fuel cycles and space nuclear power systems. Proximity to the INL's supply chain is a critical advantage for Idaho businesses. There's nothing that Idahoans excel more at than to create, design, and make things. When it comes to manufacturing in Idaho, it is big business. Idaho's manufacturers employ nearly 8.3% of the state's total workforce and contribute to more than $10.4 billion of Idaho's economy. That is 12.9% of the state's private sector. The state's advanced manufacturing industry is driven by businesses large and small that are increasingly integrating new innovative technologies into products and processes. Idaho manufacturers produce various chemical and plastic products, textiles, fabricated metals, transportation equipment, medical equipment, paper products, and machinery products, along with 2 times the national average in computer and electronic product manufacturing, and 3 times the national average in wood product manufacturing. Idaho's economy is strong and poised for continued growth. Now is the time to invest in Idaho. The Idaho Department of Commerce is excited to work with you to explore what Idaho can do for you and your business. For more information on doing business in Idaho, visit commerce.idaho.gov. Thank you again for the opportunity to visit with you today via video, and I look forward to my team and me assisting you in the future.